started Art Underground again because of the lack of awareness that people had. Like, before I started taking the art classes, I didn't even know that there was an art room at Geneva. It's made me a lot more passionate and realizing how much there is need for it and how much of a deficit there really is. Art is just one of the ways that is particularly overlooked, and I think there are a lot of artists across all majors on campus right now that are kind of closet artists, and they need to have that opportunity to express themselves in a more unconventional way. I would really like to see more student artwork, because the campus is gorgeous as it is, but it's not as personalized. So I think if we grew enough as an underground thing, we could make an visual impact on it.
The thing that I feel that separates art from the other subjects is that it does not have a finite end like you might have in science or in math. In math, you give 5 different people the same problem, you get the same answer. You give 5 art students a picture and you tell them to recreate it, you'll get 5 different creations, no matter how similar their style is. My talents weren't all my own, they were given to me by Jesus. And basically to me, I've learned that God's gift to me is my talent, and what I do with it is my gift back to Him. So I think what I learned from Geneva is the true value of the art, not necessarily what I hold in my hand is mine, but what I hold in my hand is done by me because of what Christ allows me to do.
Good morning, noon, or night, fellow multimedia creators. Thank you for taking the time to watch my reel. All of this was produced while I was away at Geneva College, so I do apologize for any media atrocities I have made while in production. Although I'm still learning and a bit out of practice with my skills, I still do love editing. The video you just saw was of an advertisement that I had made for an on-campus art group. The second video you'll see was a passion project for the counseling center, but for some reason it would not render correctly in my copy of Adobe Audition After Effects. Video number 3 was a joke video that my classmates thoroughly enjoyed. The fourth video is an advertisement I did that was viewed by the whole campus in my school's chapel. So, without further ado, I hope you'll be entertained.
The Counseling Center is a professional counseling center here on campus that provides services for students that are having emotional or mental health issues. With Christians, I think there's another layer of stigma, because if I go to see a professional counselor, maybe that means that I'm not as strong in my spiritual life.
Like, I've had people in my family go to counseling and all that, but there really is kind of a negative stigma attached to it. And it definitely made me anxious to go. But I kind of think it was a challenge to myself and self-growth.
I decided to use the counseling center because I have bipolar disorder. And with bipolar disorder, it's hard to manage your moods. Like, you go from like one to the other really quickly, and it's hard to like manage all the crap you deal with. So I'm like, I should probably get some assistance for this. So I was really hesitant at first, because I wasn't sure like if they were gonna judge me, or if they were like really mean, or if they were like, 'cause I've been to psychiatrists and psychologists and they've been nasty to me. So I'm like, I wonder if these are gonna be different.
Typically that first appointment is what we call the assessment, and that's where we get to know the student as thoroughly as possible. Basically, we cannot share anything unless the student gives us permission, and the permission has to be written. It can't just be verbal permission.
In my case, I had to deal with the loss of my mother about 1.5 years ago, and going through something like that while I'm away from home is definitely a challenge. And the people in the counseling center were great about it, and they were genuinely interested in hearing what I had to say. I went in regularly every week, not because of problems I was having, but because I just needed to talk some things out. And that's something that I always suggest to people who are going through hard times. Sometimes it's nice to have the third person objective listener that you can just spill your guts to about anything. And it wasn't necessarily me dealing with my emotions because I had already figured out how to do that. It was more me telling my story because I needed to just get it out there.
It gives me a chance to just talk things through and get a different opinion or view on things. And then I guess the biggest thing for me that I really appreciate was that it's faith-based, which just, it continuously redirects just how I feel, my thoughts, and how I view things. So it's very helpful.
It helped me a ton with dealing with my own emotions and helping me cope with my disorder. I think it's awesome to be rooted in the faith because I'm Christian, and it's really relieving to know that we believe the same things and that I struggle with some of these things, but they are grounded, so they can give me a grounded advice based on their faith, which is also my faith. So if I start go astray, they can lead me back because they know what's real and true. People that go to Geneva care, and that Geneva hires people that care about you.
I've had a lot of spiritual development this year at Geneva, but the counseling center has really helped me kind of do that in my own personal life.
Honestly, I'm going to tell you to still go to God and still go to Jesus. Absolutely. But you know what? Sometimes God and Jesus, I really believe, has people here on earth that have been professionally trained that can really help you along the way. And there's no guilt or shame with that. You're probably never going to have a chance to have free professional counseling again in your life. Because we're human and we're sinners, we all have stuff. So why not have someone who this is their train, this is their passion, kind of help you along the way.
Okay, Leanne, you have a paper to write. It's due tomorrow. Let's get cracking. What do I write about? Yes. I'm late! I'm late! Wait. Oh no. What's this to say? Great. Where are my papers? All right.
Learning what it means to love each other and love the community around us.
It almost acts as a bridge between Beaver Falls and Geneva.
It's like a place of intentional relationships.
So they eat together, they work together, and they just get to know the city together.
It roots the learning that's often abstracted.
An exploration of Christian community and engagement with the neighborhood.
Maybe more importantly, to learn from the city itself and the members of the neighborhood that are there.
City House is a group of really brave people who are willing to gather together, to live together, to find out ways that they better understand the kingdom, better understand who they are, and the particular gifts or shortcomings that they bring to that endeavor.
It's one of the most important things at Geneva College.
It's just a game.
It is not just a game. It's life. I mean, it's life or death.